Okay, so as I've mentioned, the key to this is having both our 2D and our 3D templates. Now, your 2D template, as we've seen on many of our example products, and this is my very, very basic example here, would usually, let's say, be a product Dieline. And this would form the main content of your MegaEdit canvas onto which your end users can add their own personalization. Now, this 2D template allows us to ensure that elements such as imagery and text are added to the correct place on the canvas relative to what we're going to set up inside Blender itself. And this is true for both the final output file and for the 3D preview. So we want to make sure that the ultimate aim of this is to still make sure we end up with a relevant output file that we can send to our printer. It's not all about the 3D preview. This is just for making it look pretty. Now, as we'll see, the 2D template is also used within Blender and is key to identifying certain areas of the die line to which faces on our 3D model are going to be linked to. So we've got this, if we've got this template here, we're going to have certain areas of it, like here or here maybe, where we've mapped certain elements on our 3D model to that particular 2D model. Now, what we need to remember as well is that sometimes our products might not lend themselves exactly to a die line. So that hoodie we had, for example, is a fantastic example. You're not going to really utilize a die line for that. So what you might have is, and again, this is a very basic example, is something like this template here, where it just gives you areas to input specific things onto your canvas. Now, what we've got here, for example, is just the ability to select a couple of different colors. We've got an area where we can input the image. And then in theory, what that would do is we can then click preview and it would put those in the correct places on our 3D model. But again, it's very model specific. And this is a great example for having something hidden in the background, like we had with our hoodie, where you don't actually see the 2D canvas. It is still there, it is still operating, but you're bypassing it as part of the product setup. So I kind of touched on this before, but please do note that you don't explicitly have to have just one die line or template. So Blender will let you assign different images to different areas on your 3D model, because this might be more applicable to your particular application. However you choose to create your die lines or your templates, ensure that you export them with the relevant textures or coloring. And again, we'll see this a bit later on.